Hello people of God, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome for the first time, and if it's not your first time, welcome back. I'm really happy to have you. yeah. So from the topic, we already know what we're talking about. I'm going to be talking about PTSD in this video. I received an email sometime last month, and was like, oh, June is PTSD awareness month, and I was like, really? And I decided to make little research and read a little bit on PTSD. So that's why I'm here. That's what brought me here, to come tell you all or educate you on the little that I know. Disclaimer, I'm not an health expert or anything. It's just what I know, okay? It's just what I learned, please. It's what I learned. So I'm just just seeing you, just like a mini gist, educational gist. Let's call it educational gist. Yeah, so if you really want to know more, we put in some links in the description box below. You can check it out and read more and know more. I will just be covering main areas or places that I feel like at least no matter what, you should have knowledge on this part of PTSD. So I'm going to be talking about what PTSD is, the causes, the symptoms, and the stages of PTSD. That's what I'm going to be covering in this video. I really hope you stay around and watch till the very end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's go. Now, what is PTSD? PTSD is known to be a disorder from failure to recover from a traumatic event. PTSD is known to be a disorder from failure to recover from a traumatic event or situation. When someone experiences something traumatic, someone experiences something terrifying, and the person doesn't recover from such event, that is when PTSD develops. Yeah, and PTSD is known to last for years or months because there are some things that could actually trigger the remembrance of this event or these situations. And PTSD can also be accompanied by intense emotional or physical reactions. Now, who can get PTSD? I'm going to be including this so that you would know that anybody can actually get PTSD. So if we're to think, okay, PTSD is limited to a particular age or particular people, no, anybody, old, young, teen, kids can actually develop PTSD. I would say PTSD is no respecter of age at all, no respect of age. And just a side note, not everybody who actually experiences something terrifying develops PTSD. Okay, some people are able to conquer and fight through all of that, and some cannot. Okay, there's a term in the research I made, it's called resilience. Yeah, when someone is able to get through that traumatic event or traumatic situation or terrifying situation. Now, what causes PTSD? When someone is going through something terrifying or traumatic, the body develops some hormones, which is fight or flight. It was termed this way. Yeah, fight or flight. It's either they fight off the danger or they run from it. So once these hormones are developed and after the traumatic event, the body goes back to normal, then these hormones literally disappear and everything is back to normal. But for those who develop PTSD or who have PTSD, these hormones are still existing. They are still present. The body does not go back to normal. That's why it's now termed as PTSD. When these hormones are developed in such situation or such traumatic or terrifying event and the body doesn't go back to its normal state, that is when PTSD is developed. Now, there's some things that can actually, lead to PTSD. That's the causes. Exactly. Some events that would lead to development of these hormones, which eventually lead to PTSD. I've mentioned a few causes. Some of the causes of PTSD are natural or man-made disasters, fire, car accidents, military combat, sorry about that, physical or sexual abuse, violence, when you witness maybe a gunshot or something like that. Things like this can lead to PTSD because during those times, they're not natural things. Obviously, it's a time of chaos. It's a time of, just running helter-skelter and so much turbulence and confusion. So your body develops some hormones that want to fight during that moment or just run during that moment. So when your body doesn't go back to normal, when you witness this event, that is when you now develop PTSD. Now we're going to be moving on to symptoms of PTSD, so that when you notice these things, you know that someone around you, or someone you know, or someone that knows someone you know, or whatever, needs your help. Yeah, we got to be there for those who need us. I'll be talking on 4 symptoms of PTSD. One is reliving aspects of the events. This could come as vivid flashbacks or nightmares, just basically remembering some parts, if not all, of what happened. And another one is alertness or feeling on the edge. You know, when the person is being reminded, or the person just remembers it, the person just feels, you know, really cautious. The person is alert every single time, you know, because the body is not in a normal state. Another symptom is difficult feelings or beliefs. Now, those events could bring up feelings or beliefs that could lead to, okay, I can't trust anyone, I don't believe in anyone, I don't feel too good, I don't believe in myself, or, you know, just complex feelings and beliefs. The last symptom I'll be talking about is avoiding feelings or memories. They don't just want to be reminded. You don't want to think about anything that is attached to it. It could be, you know, probably it was a very violent event. Maybe a pen was involved in stabbing someone and they witnessed it. You know, when they see a pen, it brings back those memories. So they try as much as avoiding things like that. So when you notice people behave this way, you know that something is definitely up, because obviously their body is not back to normal. Those hormones are still very much active. Moving on to the stages of PTSD. The first stage is emergency stage. This phase occurs immediately after the traumatic event. At this point, the person is still trying to like wrap their head around it, that did this really happen? Oh no, it did not. Okay, how did it happen? How could it even happen? And stuff like that. They're still trying to like understand exactly what happened in this phase or stage. The second stage is denial stage. They try to like numb themselves from feeling a particular way. They try to push emotions away. And note that not everybody, or not all PTSD patients go through this particular stage. Some have their unique ways, but most people go through denial stage, where they try to like, you know, act like those feelings or those strong emotions are not there. The third stage is short-term recovery stage. This is when they just, you know, they now accept that, okay, this stuff actually happened, and they try to like, you know, get used to it little by little, get used to, you know, the anxiety and stuff like that, and try to like live normal and try to make sure that those events don't have so much effect on them. And the last stage is long-term recovery stage. This is when they've actually developed a lot, and now their body is now going back to normal gradually, and they're starting to live life, you know, trying to manage anxiety and those feelings and everything. They've found the balance between every single thing that comes with remembrance of those events, so it doesn't have so much effect on them like before. Just to conclude and wrap it all up, I just want to talk about how PTSD is treated. Without treatment, it will not just magically go away. No, there are certain things and certain, you know, steps to take that would actually help one, you know, cure it, or, you know, reduce the effects that PTSD has on your daily life. One way is seeing a therapist. Seeing a therapist will help you, you know, open up, talk about the event. Even if you don't want to, at some point, you know, you being with the therapist will make you feel in a safe environment. So if you're someone, or you have someone who's going through PTSD, it is very, very advisable or safe for them to go see a therapist, talk about the event, and this will actually help them, you know, to deal with emotions that come with remembering those events. And the therapist would also, you know, according to each patient, you know, people are different, they experience PTSD differently. The therapist will be able to examine them and know exactly how they can help them to deal with PTSD. My heart goes out to everybody or anyone going through PTSD. It's not an easy thing, you know, having to remember a very traumatic event, and I'm very sorry if you have experienced something like that. It's thinking about it is really, really terrifying. I just hope that you get through this. I just hope that, you know, you conquer this, Yes, and don't let this whole PTSD thing define you. You know, just because you have it doesn't mean that you have to live with it forever, or it's just has to live with you. No, it can be managed, it can be treated, the symptoms can be reduced, the trauma, the anxiety, the nightmares can be reduced. Just take a bold step and just make sure you see a therapist or speak to somebody about the event to reduce the effect that it will have on you and your daily life. And through this whole research and everything, it just really, you know, sheds more light on, you know, seeing a therapist and keeping your mental health in check. Okay, this doesn't really relate to PTSD, but I just want to, you know, advise anybody out there, if you're going through anything at all, do not keep it to yourself. Okay, your mental health is very, 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 very important. Speak to a therapist, speak to a friend, a family, whoever it is, and I just want to know that God is with you no matter what it is, no matter what you're going through. Yeah, I think that's all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you were able to learn a thing or two. I learned so much while reading and going through research and all of that. Like I said in the beginning, I will not be covering everything. I will just be talking about the things that I feel like people should know about PTSD. Yeah, and if you have questions, which I hope I can answer, you can leave it in the description, in the comment section. If you have questions, I will try to answer them. You can leave your questions in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it to people, and just make awareness of PTSD. Let people know what PTSD actually is. Yes, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Mwah.